When a gunman opened fire at a Bend Safeway store in August, Measure 114 had just qualified for the Oregon statewide ballot. But the shooting here in Central Oregon, a place many believed was protected from the world of senseless violence, brought home the issue of gun control.
It should not be allowed to even be on the ballot because we have a law in place, and that's the Second Amendment.
Just making sure that guns don't get into the hands of the wrong people that want to hurt our community.
While passionate opinions draw a line down the heart of the U.S. Constitution and the Second Amendment, the future of gun ownership in Oregon is now in the hands of voters.
Enough killing has happened. We need to have something change. There's so many guns in this country.
Thiel Larson of Bend is a member of Lift Every Voice, the religious coalition that put Measure 114 on the ballot.
Responsible gun ownership is fine, but we need to stop the killing of children and of innocents.
Many gun owners feel the same.
The ballot measure says reduce gun violence, and I don't know of anybody in Oregon who is against reducing gun violence and preventing mass shootings.
But that's where the agreement ends. Rick Koffel is with the Oregon State Shooting Association, retired military and law enforcement, now a firearms instructor.
The problem is the way this bill is written and how poorly it was written.
Koffel says the loose ends include no funding, no training standards, and numerous unnecessary restrictions. While Measure 114 would not change the minimum age for buying a gun, 18 for most firearms and 21 for some handguns, among the changes the measure would bring: a permit in order to purchase a gun, and there'd be a $65 fee for that permit. A buyer would be fingerprinted, have to go through mandatory safety training, and a criminal background check that could take up to 30 days to complete, replacing the current 3-day period.
The background check policy is already there. It's being used. It's very effective. And we don't have that issue if we had a good mental health program to determine people that are at risk and should not have a firearm.
Backers of 114 say the current system is not working.
Well, it will slow the sale of the guns by having a background check and having permits and having training. That slows the use of the gun.
If passed, Measure 114 would also create a statewide gun owner database. Then there's the very controversial ban on high-capacity magazines, those that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition. Police found the Safeway shooter had numerous high-capacity magazines, and while Measure 114 would not ban the weapon he used, it would ban the high-capacity magazine.
When there's unlimited amount of bullets that go in guns, and then you can shoot down people as fast as you can, there's a lot of carnage that doesn't have to happen if we limit it to 10.
There are millions of high-capacity magazines already purchased in people's homes.
The measure does say an owner of high-capacity magazines can keep them, but they would be restricted to use on that owner's private property or a shooting range. What's not written into Measure 114 is, for some, spelled out in its implication. Opponents say that if it passes, 114 would be just the beginning, a weakening of the Second Amendment. Proponents of Measure 114 say that is absolutely not true.
I don't think that we're out to take all your guns. I think we're out to do things that are common sense that will stop mass shootings. That's important.
But the opposition says it's clear as day.
I believe that is the end game. They're doing it one bite out of the apple at a time.
Pass or fail in November, Oregon's trail to gun control will no doubt be closely watched, possibly followed by other states that are already calling Measure 114 one of the most restrictive gun control measures in the country. Alan Martin, Central Oregon Daily News.